I just wanted to do a little of our review. Like I told you, we are done with all the main parts, new concepts of language, and it's just review. So I want to just push a little bit of that review to make sure that you end just knowing that stuff, and it'll be quick. Okay, so first thing, we're going to be working on a couple of pages at a time. I think you recognize that from yesterday. We did page 182 and 186, so we could review over those synonyms, antonyms, and homonyms, which are just helpful to kind of go through. So today we are going to review what we've learned from the very beginning, sentences. Okay, so sentences, and then we're going to do the next page as well, 183 and 184, which is about our nouns. So we're going to be working on both of those pages today. So first thing, I want to review our kinds of sentences. So I want you to listen, because I'm going to read off little like sentence riddles kind of, and I want you to decide and see if you can figure out before I finish, because I'm going to give you like a couple different hints before I finish. See if you can figure out what kind of sentence I'm talking about. So what kind of sentence am I? I end with a period. Don't do it too fast though, because remember, you don't know exactly where I'm going. So don't try to go too fast. I end with a period. My subject is always you. Sometimes I say please. I tell you what to do. Some of you got it pretty quickly. Yes, so at first you guys were like, oh, declarative. Yeah, no, don't do that. Wait till I finish, like I said, because it's not declarative, because the subject is always you. A subject that's always you is our imperative sentence. It gives a command, makes a request. Sometimes I say, please close the door, please sit down, whatever. But very good. All right, what kind of sentence am I? Curious people use me. Sometimes I wonder about things. I can be very long, short, or very long. I end with a question mark. Yes, I think some of you got that before. Curious people use me. They're using what? Questions all the time. Sometimes I wonder about things. How many stars are there in the sky? So that's what it's doing. It's interrogative. Interrogative does what? Asks a question, right? We talked about that with our interrogative sentence. All right, what kind of sentence am I? I am very popular. Most people use me all day. Ugh, I know, give me a chance though. I fill books, newspapers, and magazines. I end with a period. Yes, that was too easy, right? Declarative. Declarative makes a statement, tells you something. And people use declarative sentences all the time because it's what we do. As a teacher, I'm using declarative sentence and I'm telling you things or making statements all day long. And many of you do the same thing when you're talking to your friends or your family. And then when you're reading, most of them are going to be those declarative sentences. So it's very popular. What kind of sentence am I? And I know this will be easy because there's only one left, but still, wow, this is way too easy. I can't believe I'm the last sentence. I end with an exclamation point. Yes, exclamatory sentence. Shows sudden or strong feeling, right? So exclamatory sentences show sudden or strong feeling. Declarative sentences make a statement. Interrogative sentences ask a question. And imperative sentences give a command. So make sure, just because we're done with those doesn't mean you get to forget them, okay? Keep them in your mind. Then we talked about the fact that every sentence has two parts. There's a subject part and a predicate part. The subject part of the sentence tells us who or what the sentence is about, and the predicate part tells what happened or what the subject did, okay? So we can look and it says, Mom and I enjoy springtime. If I were going to divide that into the two parts, where am I going to put my line for Mom and I enjoy springtime? Right, who or what is the sentence about? Mom and I, okay? And then what are they doing? enjoying springtime. So Mom and I enjoy springtime. Mom, I are the subjects, and enjoy would be our verb, okay? We always do our verb first, yes. Enjoy first, and then who enjoys? Mom, I, okay? And we don't underline and, because and is conjunction. It's not going to be part of our subject. Nathan has weeded the garden. Where are we going to do our subject predicate divide? Right after Nathan. Nathan is who the sentence is about. What did Nathan do? Right, what do we have? Make sure to get both of those verbs. Has weeded. Whoa, I don't know what happened there. Has weeded, okay? Both of those have to be underlined twice. Has weeded. And then who or what has weeded? Nathan. Good. Then Dad often helps Mom with the garden. And where are we going to put that? Right, Dad. Who is the sentence about? It's about Dad. Well, what are we going to tell? Not often, because what is often? Yes, I heard somebody. Yes, who was it? Okay, shout out your name. Good job. Because often is an adverb that is describing helps. Helps Mom when? Or how often? Often, okay? Who helps? Dad. So often is actually our adverb, so we would not underline often. We underline helps twice. Okay, just quick review just to make sure. So on page 183, that's what you're going to be working on. Section 1, or Think A, is using proofreader's marks. Whoa, here I am using proofreader's marks to insert punctuation and add capital letters. Identify each sentence, because remember, sentences start with a capital letter and then they end with whatever that what kind of sentence it is, whether it's declarative, exclamatory, imperative, interrogative, question mark, period, exclamation point, whatever, okay? Just so you know, I'm squatting right now and my legs are killing, but I'm doing it for you, just so I don't have to go back and forth. All right, then think B. You're gonna draw your line between the subject and predicate part, and that's it. You don't have to underline like I did on the board. All you're doing is drawing a line. And then guess what? I'm not gonna have you do think C. So don't even worry about think C, because we're going to go on to page 184, okay? So if you're watching the video, because some people, I don't know if they do watch the whole video. So if you're watching the video, you're not going to do it all. But some people that are not watching the video, they're going to do the whole page. Oh, wow. I guess that's their problem, right? So it'll be our secret, okay? So we're not going to tell them. All right. And then after we talked about sentences, we talked about nouns. A noun is the name of a person, place, or thing, okay? And that was something that we talked about over and over and over again. Not only did we talk about a noun being the name of a person, place, or thing, but we talked about singular nouns, one person, place, or thing, and plural nouns, more than one person, place, or thing. And that was something that I wanted to review with you. Some of you missed a couple of them on the last language test. You forgot especially the words that end in Y, what we do. So I want to review over those. So remember, we talked about for most nouns, in order for them to change, we simply add S, right? Then we also had, when a noun ends in CH, remember, SH, S, X, or Z, add ES, right? Remember that? So when there's a CH, SH, S, X, or Z, add ES to the end. So buzzes, watches, wishes, dresses, churches, axes, okay, foxes. So when you see those CH, SH, S, X, or Z, then you add ES to the end of them. Then we had our other rule. What was it? Okay, so then we had, if you have a Y at the end of a word, if there is a consonant in front of my Y, okay, like LIL for Lily, okay? There's a consonant in front of my Y. What do? Poof the Y, change it to I, add E-S, okay? So Lily becomes L-I-L-I-E-S. That's one of the ones that some of you were missing on the test, because it was Penny, I believe, on the test, and you put P-E-N-N-Y-S. Nope. N is a consonant before my Y, so I have to poof the Y, change it to I, add E-S. You guys know that. You've seen the word pennies before, so think about what you already know, because you do know that. You've seen it in our math books and so forth. So P-E-N-N-I-E-S, okay? Then we had, if there is a vowel in front of my Y, A, E, I, O, or U, then you simply add S. Boy becomes boys. Some of you added an ES to the end of that. Remember, no. Boy is B-O-Y-S. Okay, toy is T-O-Y-S. Bay is B-A-Y-S. Turkey is T-U-R-K-E-Y-S. There's a vowel in front of my Y. Add S. Then we said that there are some that change completely. Goose becomes geese. Tooth becomes teeth. Mouse becomes mice. Ox becomes oxen. There's no rule to them. They just change. And then there's some that stay the same. Moose, deer, antelope, elk. Those stay the same no matter if it's 1 or 15 of them. So some of you put sheeps. Remember, there's no such thing as sheeps. It's just sheep. I saw 5 sheep. I saw 1 sheep. I saw 80 sheep. Okay, so think that through carefully. So that's what we're doing, and that's why I've been squatting here this whole time for you, because we're going to look and see if we can remember those rules, okay? So first we have match. That goes with our CH, SH, S, X, or Z rule. So we're going to add ES. Very good. Same thing with dish. It's a CH, SH, so we add E-S, X, add E-S. Okay, then we come over here to berry. Oh, that ends in a Y, but what are we supposed to look at? We look at the letter in front of my Y. This is what is important. If it is a consonant, what do? Poof the Y, change it to I, add E-S. So that Y has to go, and then it becomes an I. So change that Y to an I, then add E-S. So I'll write it over here so you can see it correctly. Berry becomes berries with an I-E-S. Okay, now we've got some others down here. All right, and let's see, we have bus. So we have an S ending. What happens? Oh, I saw one. I see one I forgot. With an S ending, what do? CH, SH, S, X, or Z, add ES. So buses, ES. Then this one, I knew I forgot one. When there is an F at the end of a word, what do? Poof the F, poof the FE, change it to V, add ES. So we poof that F, change it to V, then add ES. So wolf becomes wolves. V-E-S. Okay? Wolves. Okay? Then song. Doesn't have any of those special endings that we talked about, so what do? Simply add S. What about boy? Now it has a Y, remember, so don't just say add S. We have a Y at the end, but what's in front of my Y, that's what's important. Because it's a vowel, that is what we do. We are just going to add S. Now, some of you added ES, so that's why I wanted to review over these really quickly, just to make sure that you remember each of those. So look at those carefully. See all of them there, okay? So as you are looking at those, think carefully, because then you're going to turn to page 184, and you're going to do think A and think B, because you're going to review over those. So think A, you're going to put the plural, the correct plural form of the word in parentheses. Then for Think B, you're going to circle all the common nouns, draw a box around all the proper nouns, and then underline all the compound nouns once. So some of them are going to have more than one thing. You know, some of them might have an underline and a circle, or an underline and a, box. So make sure to look at that carefully. What was I going to say? Oh, again, not having you do right C. So people that watch the video, what? You don't have to do right C because you're listening to me right now. But I just want to quickly go through, what would the plural of puppy be? How would you spell it? P-U-P-P-I-E-S, because there's a P consonant in front of my Y. Poof the Y, change it to I, add E-S. I want you to remember this for next year because you'll be seeing it again, and I don't want to make Miss Phelan crazy because she's thinking you don't know it, because you do, okay? What about foot? Right, foot becomes feet. More than one foot is feet. What about moose? Moose stays the same. And what about door? Just add S. Good. So that's what I want you to be working on. You're not doing right C on either of the pages. You're not doing Think C on page 183. You're not doing Right C on page 184. Just A and B for each of those. And that's it. But I just wanted to go through the review so that you're ending the year with a strong review of all those awesome language skills that we learned all year long. Good job. Keep it going. You've got this. See you soon.